The Shadowed Crown, a prequel to The Light Princess. In a kingdom where the sun never seemed to set, there lived a princess named Morgana, the eldest child of the king. Morgana was known for her beauty, intelligence, and a heart that once beat with warmth and kindness. She was the kingdom's pride, the jewel of the court, and the first in line to the throne. But the winds of fate are fickle, and soon, a younger brother was born. The king, in his joy, declared his son the heir, for in this land only a male could ascend to the throne. Morgana's world darkened. The warmth that once filled her heart began to fade, replaced by a cold, creeping bitterness. She was pushed aside, no longer the favored child, her future stolen by a brother she had once loved. Her brother, King Ignatius, grew strong and beloved, while Morgana was relegated to the shadows of the castle, a mere ornament in a court that had forgotten her. As the years passed, her beauty faded, not from age, but from the corrosive envy that gnawed at her soul. Her heart, once capable of great love, hardened into stone. In her despair, Morgana turned to the only solace she could find: books of ancient magic, hidden deep within the castle's forgotten libraries. These tomes spoke of powers beyond mortal understanding, of spells that could reshape the world, of curses that could bring even the mightiest to their knees. For years, she studied in secret, growing ever more skilled in the dark arts. Her power grew, fueled by her hatred and sorrow. She learned to bend shadows to her will, to command the elements, and to twist the very fabric of reality. But with power came a terrible cost. The more she delved into the darkness, the more it consumed her, warping her mind and body until she was but a shadow of the woman she once was. And yet, she did not care. All that mattered was reclaiming what was hers. She swore an oath that the day her brother's child was born, she would exact her revenge. The day came when the queen gave birth to a daughter, a child of such radiant beauty that the entire kingdom rejoiced. The little princess was celebrated with feasts and festivals, her birth seen as a blessing upon the land. But Morgana seethed with jealousy. She had been denied her birthright, and now this child, this innocent babe, was lavished with all the love and attention that had once been hers. She watched from the shadows, her heart burning with the desire to strike back, to make them feel the pain she had endured for so long. On the night of the princess's christening, Morgana made her move. As the court gathered to bestow their blessings upon the child, she slipped into the grand hall, her presence unnoticed until it was too late. With a voice as cold as ice, she spoke the words that would seal the princess's fate. "You, who have taken everything from me, will know the weight of nothing. You shall be as light as air, your heart untouched by the earth. You will never feel the warmth of love, or the sting of sorrow. You will float through life, empty and hollow, until the day you perish, alone and forgotten." The court was paralyzed with fear as Morgana's curse took hold. The child, once nestled safely in her cradle, began to rise, floating above the ground as if she weighed nothing at all. The queen wept, and the king's face turned ashen, but Morgana felt nothing but cold satisfaction. As she turned to leave, a voice rang out, one she had not expected to hear. It was the queen, speaking through her tears. "Morgana, please, do not curse the child for the sins of her father. If there is any love left in your heart, I beg you, undo this curse." For a moment Morgana hesitated. But the years of bitterness had left her heart too hardened to heed the queen's plea. She vanished into the night, leaving behind a kingdom in despair. Morgana returned to her lonely tower, where she watched from afar as the princess grew, her curse ever present. The child floated aimlessly, unable to connect with the world, her laughter hollow and her joy empty. The kingdom too suffered, for no matter what the king and queen did, they could not reverse the curse. Yet, even as Morgana reveled in her revenge, a new fear began to take root in her heart. What if the princess found a way to break the curse? What if, Despite everything, she discovered the weight of love and sorrow. Morgana could not bear the thought, and so she cast a second spell, one even darker than the first. She drained the life from the kingdom's great lake, the source of all water in the land. Without it, the kingdom would wither, and the princess would never experience the sorrow of loss, the grief that might ground her. But even Morgana knew that such darkness could not go unanswered. The forces of light would eventually rise against her, and so she prepared for the day when her brother's child, or perhaps another hero, would come to challenge her. Years passed, and Morgana remained in her tower, alone with her bitterness and regret. The kingdom below suffered under the weight of her curses, and the Light Princess, though still alive, seemed forever trapped in a world that was neither light nor dark. One night, as she gazed out at the barren land she had helped create, Morgana felt a pang of something she had not felt in years: regret. The power she had gained, the revenge she had sought, had brought her nothing but emptiness. The kingdom she had once loved lay in ruin, and she herself had become a monster, feared and hated by all. But it was too late. The darkness she had embraced had consumed her, leaving no room for redemption. And so she remained in her tower, a shadow of the woman she once was, waiting for the day when her past would catch up with her. In the distance, Morgana could see the faint glow of the royal castle, where the Light Princess still floated, her heart untouched by the weight of the world. Morgana's curse had worked too well, perhaps too well for her own good. She had won, but victory tasted like ashes. The kingdom would never forget what she had done, nor would she. And as the shadows grew longer, Morgana realized that her true curse was not the one she had placed on the princess, but the one she had placed on herself, a life lived in darkness, with no hope of light. But even as she resigned herself to her fate, a tiny spark of hope flickered in her heart. Perhaps, one day, the princess would find a way to break free. And in doing so, maybe she could bring light back to the kingdom, and to Morgana's shadowed soul.